Namaste everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel Sharanga Classics. This video is the second part in a series of videos dealing with the research paper titled Why India Performs Poorly on Global Perception Indices. This paper is authored by Sanjeev Sanyal and Akanksha Arora. The research paper focuses on 3 indices, out of which this video will be on Freedom in the World Index by Freedom House. It will focus on their methodology, India's performance on this index across time, and comparison of India's rank with other countries. Freedom in the World Index by Freedom House. This is their logo. Freedom House is a non-profit, majority US government funded organization based out of Washington DC. It conducts research and advocacy on democracy, political freedom and human rights. It was founded in October 1941. Freedom in the World is an annual global report on political rights and civil liberties. It is composed of numerical ratings and descriptive text for each country and a select group of territories. Freedom in the World report is being published since 1973 by Freedom House. The 2022 report currently covers 195 countries and 15 territories. Now let us look at their methodology. The Freedom in the World report is produced by a team of in-house staff/analysts/consultants and external analysts and expert advisors from the academic, think tank and human rights communities. The 2022 edition of the report involved 128 analysts and 50 advisors. The analysts use news articles, academic analysis, reports from NGOs, individual professional contacts and on-the-ground research to score countries and territories. The scores proposed by the analyst are discussed at a series of review meetings organized by region and attended by Freedom House staff and a panel of advisor and regional experts. There are 2 key areas within which there are 7 topics on which the report assesses the countries, which are as follows. The first key area is political rights. Under this there are 3 topics. The first one being electoral process, consisting of executive and legislative elections and the entire electoral framework, which make up 3 questions in the questionnaire. The second one being political pluralism and participation. It deals with party system, competition, freedom to exercise political choices and minority voting rights. 4 questions are asked on this. The third one being functioning of government, like corruption, transparency and ability of elected officials to govern in practice. 3 questions are asked on this. The second key area is civil liberties. Under this, there are 4 topics. First one being freedom of expression and belief. Media, religious freedom, academic freedom, and free private discussions are part of this, and 4 questions are asked on this. The second one is associational and organizational rights, like free assembly, civic groups, and labor unions. 3 questions are asked on this. Third one being rule of law, like independent judges and prosecutors, due process, crime and disorder, and legal equality. 4 questions are asked on this. Personal autonomy and individual rights is the 4th topic under this. It includes freedom of movement, property rights, personal and family rights, and freedom from economic exploitation. 4 questions are asked on this. The overall scoring is based on a set of 25 questions, which are answered by staff, analysts, consultants, and experts. On each question, the expert gives score ranging from 0 to 4. A score of 0 represents the smallest degree of freedom and 4 the greatest degree of freedom. So maximum score on political rights is 40, that is 4 marks into 10 questions, and 60 for civil liberties, that is 4 marks into 15 questions. Overall, a country can get a maximum of 100 marks. Based on the scores on both parameters, the countries are then classified into free, F, partly free, PF, and not free, NF categories. In this table, you can see, based on different scores, how different countries would be categorized according to their scores. I have taken the table directly from the Sanjeev Sanyal report. In the pic, you can see that they have given the source as Freedom in the World methodology. Now we'll see how India performed in this report. India's score on Freedom in the World Index has consistently declined post 2018. Overall, India's score on index stands at 66 in 2022, which is down from 77 in 2018. The decline has been on account of the category civil liberties, which declined from 42 in 2018 to 33 in 2022. The score on political rights also declined slightly from 35 in 2018 to 33 in 2022. This makes India partially free. If you see the 2021 report, India was on free status. According to me, the biggest concern is this point, which makes me question the intention of this report, because this report considers Jammu and Kashmir (J&K) as a separate territory from India and gives it separate ranking since 1990. In the latest report, territory of J&K is considered as not free. In this graph, you can see India's score on civil liberties and political rights all the way from 2006. You can also see the dip from 2018. Once again, I have taken the table directly from the report. The previous two times when India was downgraded to partially free status was once during 1975-76, it was the emergency period, and 1991-96 during the years of economic liberalization. What does the period of emergency and today have in common? The year of emergency was a period of obvious political repression, suspended elections, official censoring of the press, jailing of opponents without charge, banned labor strikes, etc. And how does emergency period compare with the period of economic liberalization and to today? This chart has all the questions on which India's score declined from 2018, leading to overall decline in the score. If you want to see the complete list of questions that are asked in this survey, you can check it out in the report. The link is in the description. Now here, out of 25 questions in the questionnaire, scores decreased on 10 questions, out of which 8 were in the category of civil liberties, like are there free and independent media? In 2018, the score was 3, and in 2022, the score dropped to 2. Like another question, is there an independent judiciary? The score in 2018 was 3, which dropped to 2 in 2022. You can check out the rest of the question in the table. And during this period, India's score did not increase on any question. The authors of this report analyzed the Freedom House annual reports and found out that the Freedom House report uses media reports that cherry picks some issues to make their judgments. One example authors of this report point out is that Muslim candidates notably won 27 out of 545 seats in 2019 Lok Sabha election, up from 22 previously. However, this amounted to just 5% of the seats in the chamber, whereas Muslims make up of 14% of the Indian population. The authors say that even though the number of seats have increased over the years, it is not clear how the situation has worsened over time. Another example this report takes from the Freedom House report is this: journalists risk harassment, death threat and physical violence in the course of their work. Freedom House cites figures from the Committee to Protect Journalists (CPJ) claiming that 5 journalists were killed in India in 2021, which is the highest figure for any country, which amounts to 11% of the world's total. If you see just this, it makes it seem like the situation in India is the worst, and journalists here are not safe at all. However, the Freedom House report ignores that from the same CPJ's data, India's 5 journalist deaths represented 11% of the world total, and in comparison, India constitutes 22% of the world's population outside of China, whose journalist deaths are not included in CPJ's data. Now we'll compare India's rank and score with other countries. Now keep in mind, in the latest report of 2022, India's score of the Freedom in the World Index is 66, and it is in the category of partially free. When we compare India's score with other countries, the arbitrary nature in the way of scoring the Freedom House report becomes very clear. Like Northern Cyprus is considered as a free category with a score of 77 in the 2022 report. FYI, North Cyprus is not even recognized by UN as a country. It is recognized only by Turkey. It is a Turkish-controlled area, also called as Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. The territory has ethnically cleansed its indigenous Greek population. Furthermore, there are countries that became independent countries only on recent times, and enough time hasn't passed for these countries to show a track record of developed democratic institutions, but their scores are higher than India. If you take East Timor, it became officially a country only in 2002. Its score is 72 and is categorized as a free territory. Next is Montenegro, which became independent only in 2006, and its score is 67. Mongolia ended its one-party system in 1990 in a favor of a free multi-party elections only in 1990. Its score is 84 and it is categorized as a free country. Now, I have nothing against these countries and hope they go on to become great democracies, but the comparison makes this report lose all of its credibility. Thank you for watching. The next video will be on the EIU Democracy Index.